Hey guys, how you doing? So, I'm gonna let it build up a little bit, but I'm here actually in my new office, my secret hideout. It's beautiful right now. I don't know if you can see right there. You got Bellingham Bay, and everything down here. Um, but I wanted to come on here and share a quick little message with you today, because this is something that's really, some people ask me like, hey, like it seems like you've lived, till you're like 80, and how do you get so much done when you only have 24 hours in a day? And I started becoming, I was an entrepreneur in my early 20s, and technically I guess you could say I was an entrepreneur before that in high school too, but I figured out what some of the most elite, powerful influencers, athletes, people that are really focused, that want to exceed, and I call them elite, performers, right? And what they were doing and how they were doing it. And so in my early 20s, I figured out this way of life. I was able to, split up my day, and we all have 24 hours, and when I was working for someone else in that 24 hours, I would work like 8 or 10 hours or 12-hour shifts, right? That's what the normal is. But like, I thought about it this way, like, how productive am I really in those 8 or 12 or 10, hours? And so when I was in college, not only did I wake up and work in the morning, but I also had to go to school, and I also had to play football and then study afterwards too. And then some, like on the, Wednesday or Taco Tuesday, or Friday and Saturdays, I would be working at the club till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night, depending on how the night went and how great the line at the door I could hold up. But that's a different hustle there. But I wanted to share with this is because I quickly, in my early 20s, I went from, doing, 20, 30, 40,000 a year. And then when I figured out this thing, this key that I'm going to share with you, and I took advantage of the full 24 hours, I was able to make my income into 6 figures a year. And now that I'm in my 30s, I've been able to go farther than that. And so the big thing, what I've learned was we all have 24 hours in a day, but how are you using those 24 hours? Are you using that, like for me, it always drove me nuts that I had to go to work and someone controlled my time, because there was so much. My time is my most valuable thing. My time is what I can do. And in life, I can control. If I had control of my time, I could do what I want to do with my family. I could do what I want to do with my life. I can pick on the things that I want to focus on, that I want to go towards. And I figured when I was studying, like Robert Kiyosaki, Tom Brady, Jillian Michaels, the workout, Bill Phillips, and all these other elite performers that have, exceeded and a farther, more control of their life and living towards their full purpose, I figured out that they do things a little bit different. And the way that I figured it out is, okay, what if I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every single morning, and I just work on myself till 11 o'clock, and I split up my day within 6 hours, right? What do you really do before work? A lot of people, they hit the snooze button. They hit that snooze button and they quit, and they just, they don't really hop out of bed, right? But what if you were to wake up and spend 3 hours of, being able to, do what you want to do what you're focused on, right? Do what you're truly passionate about. I always say, people always ask me, hey, why did you choose fitness? Why did you choose, real estate? Why did you choose coaching and transforming people's lives? And it's because I'm passionate about that. I love doing that kind of work. I love the tech side of like marketing. And so what I figured out is if I could take my passion and put it towards, income, that it would make me fulfilled. But it's really hard when you're trying to, work another job, or, maybe you have to work that other job and you can't get there. So I'm going to tell you my secret that I've learned is that all elite performers split up their day. So I started, I split up my day 3 different ways, and I'm going to share with you how I do this and why I do this. So a lot of people, I can get more done, right, in 24 hours than probably 92% of the world by doing this little secret. And that's not don't like quote me on that. That's not, but I'm saying like I get a lot more done in in any 24-hour day, right? And I don't even know who invented the world, like it came up with, hey, the moon goes around the earth and everything, and that's a 24-hour day, right? But like why? It's because someone, split it up. So in one day I work 3 days. And so therefore, in 1 month, I put in 90 days. And so my speed and my focus, and I got more days in than the average person. And I want to explain to you how I'm able to do that. So when I wake up in the morning, and say like perfect instance, if I wake up at 6 and I work on myself till 12, I get all my work done. Right? That's 6 hours. Because really, when you're at work, you're working an 8-hour day. What are you doing? You're not really working a full 8-hour day. And you're probably only there because you just want to get paid. So if I was to work 6 hours, I have my schedule, I have everything, in my first 6 hours of today, right? Like my first day, the first 6 hours, I'm going to work out. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be completely gratitude. I'm not going to touch this thing here and let it affect my mind. And I'm going to do the things that I want to do. I'm going to get my personal development done before I go and do the next 6 hours. And that's what I started doing. I took those 6 hours and I would just personally work on myself. I would write out all my goals, all my targets that I needed to hit for the day, and get my workout in and be done and get, spend time, like now it's, spending time with my family in the morning, and just having that, being grateful in the morning, getting into scripture in the morning. And that's what I do in my full 6 hours to prep me for my work day. And then what I end up doing is after, 12, I'll work from 12 to 6 or 5, right? And I have another 6 hours. So I was just able, and in those 6 hours, I'll take my meetings, I'll take my connections, I'll take my sales, I'll do my business stuff, I'll check in with my company and see how everything's working, and I just focus on what I call it's the making money part of the day. Okay, and so right there, I've looked at it as far as, hey, I have 6 hours and I'm able to, now I took 6 hours of just creating time for myself and personal development in the morning. And I'm not saying you have to do 6 hours. You could start with like 3 or 2, right? And then I took the next 6 hours and I focused on the aspect of making money and work and scheduling meetings and talking on meetings and getting on calls and doing all that and making sure all the operational stuff that has to go on throughout the day, and all the decisions that I have to make get done in those 6 hours. And then by 5 o'clock, I'm done. And by that time, I normally go home and I relax, and I'm usually home by like 6, and then I'm back, out the door, or I'm making, some more appointments around 9. So I have some family time, or maybe that night I have other family time. But I spend till, let's say 6 to about 12, because I go to bed really realistically. I go to bed some nights at 11, some nights at 12, and some nights I'll work a full night. But no, let's do this healthy here. And what I end up doing is I'll spend time with the family. I will, kind of relax and prep for the next day. And if I have any calls in Australia or any of my, people that I work with overseas, because they're on a different time schedule as me, I'll take those calls usually after 8, and I have like an hour to 2 where I'll take those calls if needed. But that is, right there, I was able to just really have 3 working days in 24 hours. 3. I'm able to break up my day, and I'm able to have a working day. I take one day, and I'm able to put in one day, I'm able to put 3 days in. And on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. This is how I plan my day. And it's one thing that maybe you're not thinking about. So I wanted to share this with you because people always ask me about it. And I think it's really important. I think this could help you get ahead, right? And for me, it was able to, hey, I don't have to work for someone else if I can control and get 3 days in. Or maybe at night, that other 6 hours, or it could be 8 hours, I can go work for someone else. And I had those incidents when I started out earlier in my life. And sometimes I still do that because it's fun. But, that's the big thing for me, is that is how you max out. That's how you thrive, right? In a 24-hour day. And maybe you're not doing that right now. And not only is it just what is it in that 6 hours? Like, I'm like thinking about it, right? It's, what did I accomplish? A lot of people, look at their lives at the New Year's, right? And they evaluate their lives at the New Year's. And this is a bonus right here, because this is kind of, it could be like the secret of the year, right? But a lot of people evaluate their lives at the New Year's. Oh, I'm going to get in better shape this New Year, or I'm going to, make more money this year, right? Or we're going to cut our budget this new year, right? And look at those kind of things of evaluating their life every new year, right? And then some people even go, I'm going to evaluate my life every quarter, right? I'm going to look at it and evaluate my life every quarter. And some people will even go as far as, I'll just evaluate my life every 30 days, right? And there's some things that some people even look at and they'll take it in a little step and get a little bit more serious, and they'll evaluate their life every single week, at the end of the week. And the way that I look at it is I evaluate my life every hour, because my schedule is that tight and I know what I need to get done. And at the end of the day, it's, did I hit my targets? Did we hit our quota on sales? Did we change someone's life today? And that is one thing that I learned from elite entrepreneurs and performance people too, is they don't evaluate by the week. They don't evaluate by the year. They evaluate by the hour of what they got done and how focused they were within that hour. So if you're struggling right now to take advantage of the full 24 hours, and I mean, what is it like really? Like maybe you want to get in like a full 27 hours. I mean, someone just made up that theory, right? So why can't you, that 24 hours is a day, why can't you for yourself make up your own day? And it sounds crazy, right? But I think 24 hours sounds just as crazy. Why can't I have 3 days at 6 hours? Why can't I have 90 days in 1 month and 30? So, I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to, I can go in farther deep and everything, but again, if you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to grow, If you are struggling with, anything in life as far as, your faith, your finances, your fitness, and focus within yourself, I'd love to talk with you and connect, right? And if you have any questions, or if you have anything else that you would like me to talk about, or maybe something that I can share with you, I'm always down to get on a call, Facebook message, comment down below, and everything. But I wanted to give you these tips tonight because I want you to thrive throughout life, and I want you to be living towards your purpose. And that is a tip. That is a key. That is something that you can take advantage. Split up your days and take advantage of, cutting your days into maybe 6-hour days. Maybe cutting it into 3-hour days. Whatever works for you. And maybe you need to get focused and create a plan with that. I'd love to look at your plan, your life, and figure out like, hey, how can I help you with that? How can I help you create that plan? If you're working that job that, you're spending extra time in the shower, right? Because you don't want to go into that job, you're not living towards what you really thought you wanted to be. Or maybe you are living towards what you totally thought you would want to be, but life just seems really chaotic right now. And relationships and your finances and everything just doesn't seem right. You know that you can do better. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to help you out. And thanks for tuning in. Share this message with anyone you like. And if you want to, hear more messages or go with Q&As, you can go to my podcast at Tate Talks TV. That's on Apple Podcasts, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Tate Jordan or Tate Talks TV. So keep working hard, keep thriving in life, and I'll talk to you soon.